when a mother comes to Christ, comes to faith, there's less than a 20% chance that the kids will come to faith as well. But if the husband, if the father, the head of the household comes to faith, there's over a 90% chance the entire family will come to faith. Those stats blew me away. There's such a need and a calling for fathers and for fatherhood and to be involved in our marriages and our kids and our communities and our churches, especially in the time that we're living in.
Welcome to the Lasting Impact Podcast. I'm your host, Marc Marquin. Join me as I sit down with remarkable individuals making a meaningful difference in business and ministry. We'll explore their stories, challenges, and successes, all with the goal of encouraging you to go out and make a lasting impact. If you love what you hear, don't forget to rate, review, and share. Welcome to Lasting Impact. Matt Inouye. Welcome to the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me.
Honored to have you. You're a good friend. We do some business together. You're a top agent in our city, Tulsa, surrounding areas, and I'm a mortgage lender, of course. So one of the things that brings us together is the lender-realtor relationship.
Yes.
So we do business together, and of course, we both have a passion for ministry, to helping men, helping families. And so that's really bonded us together as well. So welcome, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
For the listeners that may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So basically, I'm an Oklahoma boy, lived in Oklahoma most of my life, moved around multiple cities in Oklahoma, ended up graduating from Owasso, just north of Tulsa here, went to Oklahoma State, got my degree there, and kind of been around the country, and then came back home, started life over, actually 11 years ago. It's been, started real estate. And so for over 10 years now, I've been building a real estate business and growing a family here in the Tulsa area.
So from Owasso, Oklahoma, you went to Oklahoma State University.
Yes.
And what were you studying there, or what did you study there?
So I went for engineering. Okay. And after about a semester of that, I realized this was not my calling. Sitting behind a desk for 8 to 10, 12 hours a day was not what I envisioned. I accidentally got plugged into the hotel restaurant administration program. Okay. There was a club there called the Club Managers Association of America. And it's basically connected to every country club and yacht club around the nation.
Wow.
And I grew up, I have a huge passion for golf. Grew up playing since I could walk, basically. Yeah. And so I had to be in that school to get in that club. And my goal was, if I was in that club, I could probably get some golf at some clubs.
Wow.
And that's literally how I got, I mean, it's all a God path, because then I ended up getting it, going to work at a restaurant. I stayed in that and ended up loving it. Wow. I loved everything about it. The whole industry, cooking became a passion of mine, and ended up having a 15-year career out of that based on a whim of getting into that school.
I hear Oklahoma State, they're the top in the nation.
Oh yeah,
for
the best.
The hospitality industry, food, beverage.
Yeah, they do. That school's such a good job. Top 10 program for a hotel restaurant. I knew nothing about it. So got God's path of luck of just walking into those doors one day.
Yeah. So somewhere in there, you end up in Chicago, right?
From school, my first job took me to Chicago.
Okay.
The first time. I was actually there twice.
Okay. Tell us, I want to hear about some of you were a chef.
I was a chef for 15 years.
Okay.
In the industry for over 20 years.
Wow.
So I started with a corporation. They had they sent me to Chicago, and that's where I trained. I was a sous chef there for almost 2 years under a great guy and a friend of mine. And then from there, we went on a journey. Me and my wife were in 5 different cities and 5 different states in a 12-year span.
Wow.
Yeah. So
food taking you everywhere?
All restaurants.
Okay.
Just opening new locations, getting promotions, getting other promotions. I did change and went to and worked for 2 different other companies in my career after the first one. Yeah. And so we got lucky. We got to kind of see the country and go to some cool places like Chicago. I love Chicago. Amazing food city by far, but just a beautiful city.
Yeah.
Great things to do. Became a huge Cubs fan
Sure.
from being there. The lovable losers, but it's amazing.
What, so that was that's a long journey there. What is, if we're staying on that path for just a second there, what are some highs? What are some lows? What are some lessons learned from being, high up in high end food industry, or I should say in a city like Chicago or something, and you're in a true restaurant business?
The highs. The highs is all the people you get to meet. Just in a restaurant, you have anywhere from 50 to 100 employees in a restaurant, and your management staff of 5 to 10 to 12 managers on staff as well. So being able to move around the country and to get to know so many people and make friends. Me and my wife, she was with me the entire time, that's definitely the high. After being in it for so long, service is what is my calling. Service is what I do. And to be in a service industry the first time in there, the people is everything. The food is awesome. The restaurants are awesome, but that can be replaced.
Yeah.
The people can't.
Yeah. I feel hospitality can have a great energy.
Yes.
You're just moving and there's events going on. And I mean, I've never been in that business, but I hold a mega event once a month, and it's a lot work leading up to it, but when you're in it, it's like, it's really cool.
It's super high energy, and every restaurant is like a family. That is who you're with.
Yeah.
When you're in the management side, 8 to 16 hours a day, that's the people you're with. So you become small families, the entire group. And so not only do you work together, but then you go live life together, and you're doing cookouts together. You're going to events together. You're together all the time, basically with your people. And every restaurant I've ever been in has always been that way.
Wow.
It is. And it's very different. It's a very wonderful dynamic to be in. It can be very toxic at times as well, for sure.
Sure.
But yeah, it was an amazing ride. And like I said, I was fortunate. My bride grew up in that industry as well. Yeah. So she's familiar. The whole time she was with me, and she bartended in every restaurant that I was at. And so we got to do that together.
Oh, that's so cool. So that all sounds cool. What's some of the tough parts or downside, or
the downside?
If there's a downside,
it's a double negative. Like, the great part of it was moving. We got to see lots of places. We moved all around the nation. So the bad thing is we never lived anywhere for longer than 3 years even back in through college. So for 18 years, I never lived somewhere longer than 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Never in the same house, never in really one location. And so that's exciting when you're young.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to build long life relationships in that as well. Built some really good relationships, but had no roots anywhere, no place to really call home.
Wow.
And so by the end of it, that became, a hard calling for both of us.
Sure. So what's the transition is it out of restaurant to straight into real estate?
More or less.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
real estate?
In 2011, we had our second child.
Okay.
Was in a restaurant in San Antonio, was with that company for over 2 years. And I woke up one morning and I felt like I hadn't seen her in 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And they were sleeping when I went to work, and they were sleeping when I got home. And I got 1 or 2 days off a week. And I just woke up one day and was like, I can't live like this anymore. Like, this isn't worth it anymore. I loved my career, and I had put a lot of time and energy and effort into it. And I don't regret that. But then at one point it became, is my career more important, or is my family more important?
Yeah.
And God totally laid it on my heart of, you've got to make a decision. And so we talked about it and prayed about it. And literally we made the decision to quit and move back home, which was to the Tulsa area. And with no other plan past that. Like, I didn't have a job set up.
Yeah.
It was nothing. It was, we need to move home. we need to be by our family, and we need to be a family. And I knew if I was going to restart a career, I needed to hurry up.
Yeah.
I'm in my mid 30s at that point, but I knew if I started now while they are infants, like I have 10 years, 5 to 10 years to build something up and really be with my family.
Yeah.
And that was the only vision. I had nothing past that. And we just did it.
Well, that's a strong word from the Lord that's enough. I mean, that's a lot. Sometimes that's more than some people could get. I mean, that's a step, move, go back home, be closer to family, and you start taking those steps. Does real estate start coming together pretty quickly, or would you just have some other?
So I took about 6 or 8 months of just working.
Okay.
Went and got a job. I needed money, obviously, to take care of my family, but it wasn't a career job. It's like, I'm just going to go work, and I'm going to take some time and really process, like, what do I want to do? What do I want that to look like?
Yeah.
What are my options? And so I talked to, a half a dozen to maybe a dozen different people in different industries. Like, what do they do? What do they like? What do they not like? I knew I wanted, kind of having my own business was always kind of a goal or dream of mine.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to control my time as much as I could so that I could be at everything I could for my kids, school wise and event wise. And I wanted something where no matter how big or small it got, it was all on me. If it got big and I put the time and energy into it and was blessed by it, then I would reap the rewards for that. And if I didn't, because I failed to do the work, then that's on me. Whereas in the corporate world, no matter how hard, what I put into it, no matter how big I could potentially help build a restaurant, my paycheck was just basically the same at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I wanted to really see how I could react when the fruits of the labor were 100% on my shoulders.
So you could see the potential, so a lot of people get afraid of potential because potential sounds more of that sounds like failure.
Yeah.
But, the right person sees potential and be like, man, that sounds like, whoa, skies could be the limit, or I could do something really well, something super strong for my family.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got so lucky in those conversations. I talked to a gentleman and a lady, both been in the real estate industry for decades.
Yeah.
And even like their parents. And they both told me the same thing. Said, if you're still doing this in 2 years, then that means you've made it.
Wow.
And that really blew me away because I was not thinking a 2-year timeline.
Yeah.
In the beginning of it, me and my wife were thinking 6 months to a year. Like, if I try this, I give it 6 months to a year. If it goes well and I love it, then awesome. And that's my journey. But 2 different people in different conversations kind of threw that at me. And so that really made us sit back and reevaluate to go, okay, now we're on a 2-year journey here.
Yeah.
Or we either commit to 2 years now and we move forward, or let's find a different path. So we made that dedication from the beginning. 2 years. We're going to give it 2 years.
Yeah.
High or low, and see how it goes. And 10 years
that's
later,
that's some really good wisdom. So, especially
I was blessed.
That's good wisdom for right now in our market,
Yeah.
those who are thinking about coming into this business. And there are some,
Yeah.
we see a lot of people bailing right now, and rightfully so. It's been really rough. And if you come into mortgage lending, or you go into real estate as a realtor, and you think 6 months is your measuring stick, like, you're way off.
Yeah.
It just takes a while to build
So
up
much.
a pipeline. I mean, there are people that come in and they have the connections and like right away they can build a pipeline. But for the average person, man, I mean, don't you think, Matt?
Oh,
it's going to
100%.
take a bit
100%.
to start making some connections and get on the phones and meet some people and get it going.
I think, that's the hard part of the world we live in right now is you only ever hear of the extreme success stories,
right?
With social media and in news in general. That's what you hear. And those are like the 1%ers. That's like the 1% story that you're hearing about. And that's awesome. That's worked for people, but you're right. For the majority, it's not. It's a lot. It's a grind. You've really got to dig in and go at it and be pounding the pavement and put the time in.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a grind, man. Kind of what I said earlier at the beginning of this podcast is, of course, business has brought us together, mortgage lender, realtor, that partnership there. but the ministry side, my passion for ministry and your passion for ministry, that, I mean, obviously that's a lot of our conversations. Of course we got to talk business but we love talking about what's happening in my world and my church and how I'm helping with brotherhood or whatever else. And same for you. You have a lot cooking and we talk about, Wow That Heart. Yep. John Eldredge is your guy.
Yeah.
Top author. I mean, he has a lot of stuff, but what you do, can you tell us about how did you find John Eldredge? How did you find this base camp, this retreat that you went to?
Yeah.
To where now you're leading, man. Yeah. You're leading in a major way.
So one of the guys in my men's group, I've got a group of men. We meet on Tuesday morning. We meet every week. We've met every week for over 4 years now.
What?
Yeah. One of them, went to a live event out in Colorado and came back, and it was on his heart that they needed to be going on in the area here. So he invited all of us in our men's group to go to it.
So what was the live event he went to?
Same thing. It's called Wild the Heart.
Okay.
It's called boot camp out there. Okay. It's called Basic, the ones we do locally here. It's the same thing. It's a 4-day retreat, Thursday evening to Sunday morning, and all based off of John Eldredge and his team. He's got a team of, 6 or 10 guys around him that help him do these events. So I got invited to it. I didn't get to go to the first one that they did in January of 2020. So I went in the fall of 2020.
Wow.
And I went 100% off of my guy. One of my guys is saying, "Hey, you need to do this."
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it. I didn't know John Eldredge. I'd never read one of his books, nothing, but I trusted him.
Yeah.
And if he's saying to all of us, you guys need to come to this, you need to come experience this. And I trusted him enough to say, okay, I can, it's a weekend. What do I have to lose?
Yeah.
And so I went, and it changed everything.
Wow.
Everything changed. It was absolutely amazing. Come to find out, John wrote that book, over 20 years ago.
Wow.
And he's been doing these since the early and he's probably written 20 books since then. And it's been revolutionary. So, after that, I jumped on the team with them. They have a team. We got 30 men and women that help put on Wild the Heart events. Wow. The women event is called Captivating Core, and their weekend is the weekend right after ours. Yeah. After I went that fall, my wife went the next spring, and again, just changed so much of her faith for her. And so we're both on this team together, and we do whatever we can to help this group that's dedicated to putting on these events here.
So I remember one time we were talking, and I think you've gone to Colorado a few times for these events, for John Eldredge events.
Twice.
And one of the times we were talking, like, you were picked out of a lottery.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yep.
So what's that mean? Like, they're sold out and you have to get lucky to go, or what do you mean?
More or less. So
wow.
I went in November of 2021. And so it's a lottery system. Everybody puts their name into the lottery, but there's only room for 450 men to go to these events, or women. Women do the same events out there.
Yeah.
So the one I went to, there was around 900 guys that had put their names into the lottery. And fortunately, I got chosen to go.
Wow. That says enough for itself. Of that, the demand is so high. Well, one, that they're going to put a cap on it because they probably know what this is and what they're doing, and they're not necessarily trying to fill a stadium. And the demand is so high.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. That's just amazing. And you've been picked to go, and you're obviously doing something. You don't have to go into, say as much as you want or don't want, but, when you say, and that changed everything, and that's pretty broad. Could you give us some, what do you mean? What does that mean?
Well,
and you don't even have to walk us through, like, okay, what's day one like and day two? Because I know there's some mystery to this that you want the men to have, so they just know to come because they're supposed to come. Yeah. And I'm a believer in that.
Yes.
But when you're saying, like, man, I went to this retreat and it changed everything. Like, what does that mean?
So the thing that I love most about these events is these are all God events. This is all about God, and it's straight out of scripture,
Yeah.
but they are not church led. There's no church behind any of these things.
Okay.
Eldridge and his team went and did it because that was their calling. We've started doing it because we felt it was our calling. Everybody goes to different churches. Everybody is all over the place, but we've all come together. It absolutely changed my walk and my faith with God, and to learn him as, my true father.
Wow.
And in that, it changed my marriage. It changed how I parent. It changed how I'm a friend, and it changed how I do work.
Yeah.
As well. It revolutionized every area of my life in a great way.
Yeah.
And I learned, the heart that God meant for us when he meant us in a way that I'd never heard in my life. And I grew up in church. I've always believed in God. I've always, been a believer, but it just took it to a level that I'd never experienced before.
Man, when you say true father, is that what you had just said?
Yeah.
I mean, that's powerful. I mean, like to know, because you going in know that God is your father.
Yeah.
He's your heavenly father.
Mm-hmm.
You know going in. When you come out having this revelation of knowing he's your true father.
Yeah.
Man, can you expand on that? I mean, even if this is just for me, that's enough.
It was learned, and this is kind of why I say I'm thankful, like there's not a church behind it. And unfortunately, that's where we learned a lot of things wrong. I did. Yeah. I learned a lot of things wrong because of that. And we kind of have we hold him at such esteem. We feel like we are never good enough or can get close enough to really be in relation with him. And I learned it's actually the complete opposite. Like he wants to be in the everyday. He wants to be walking with you in everything, and he wants to be communicating and talking to you about everything every single day. And it's not just when the bad times happen or the big things happen. I mean, he wants to, he was walking in here with me to this meeting.
Yes.
He was driving down the road with me to my meetings this morning. He wants to be in the everyday, and to just have that shift in my life and to have those conversations on just an everyday level, now he's the friend sitting beside you at anything you go to. And it's just a different walk.
Man, I was, so at my church, and I know you're a believer in the church. Mm-hmm. I'm such a believer, and the hope of the world is Jesus and the church combined. That's what we need. But I totally hear where you're coming from. I'm a part of 9 years ago, pal and I started a men's breakfast, and it's blown up to 400 men come every month. It's a monthly breakfast, but it started like us.
Yeah.
This is, it was on mission from a church, our church, and kind of they had nothing to do with it. They were just asking us key questions, and we ended up starting a breakfast. Anyway, the power behind it, like we met at a restaurant. We met at a breakfast place in a back room. And so they weren't coming to a church. They were just coming to hang out with us. And and I get it. And you've heard me talk about Mountain Men, a nonprofit ministry, a friend of ours that him and his pal run, not tied to a church, supported by a church,
so much.
But on their own, men on their own, like God's call for them was to get this rolling for men. Man, so I said all that to say, I was in what we call mid-size group at our church. So we got small groups where it's small, more intimate setting, and a handful of guys or whatever in a group together. A mid-size group is just on a larger scale.
Yeah.
And how we do it usually at our church is we have a big room, and then we have tables, and men are at tables. And so it's big space, kind of broken down a little.
Okay.
Anyway, kind of just setting it up for you. This last mid-sized group I was in, we had a moment of prayer, and it was really where we met at the church. It's a big church, man, big campus. You were allowed to, we were going to take a time for prayer. And so we all just kind of got to walk the church, like, hey, go outside, go in the auditorium, hit somewhere in the hallway, and just get alone and pray.
Yeah.
And they gave us some direction. And so during my time of prayer, I really felt the Lord telling me to include him. So everything I was bringing up, I just felt the Lord telling me, include me.
Yep.
Include me. And I mean, that's been months now, or a lot of them. And like, as you're talking, I think of that. I think of that on just whatever I'm facing, or whatever, good or bad or whatever. I mean, God is saying, include me.
Yeah.
Cause he's there with us. And I love how you said earlier, like, perception of someone thinking of God, the Father, could be big and strong and powerful, which are all of those things. But a lot of people, and especially men, I think, can not have a picture of God as a loving Father that wants to be included in the smallest thing. Like, right, my little kiddos, like, they don't have a lot of big things in their life. A lot of their things are just kind of small and fun. And I couldn't imagine not wanting to be involved.
Yeah.
Like just Legos or basketball outside. And of course I want to be included. I want to know what's happening.
Yeah.
And God, our Father, is the same way.
Yeah. That's great.
Man, so how long did it take you to kind of just saying, from being a part of the experience and coming back? Now, actually, I want to talk about the event just a little bit. And I get it, man, probably hold some of these details close to the vest, not just personal, or like, we want someone hungry for this and come and want to be involved. And because I've just learned in the past, you just give them the whole, you don't want to withhold anything, but it's an out if you give everybody every second of the agenda, when really on these sort of things, it's not a business conference. No. These sort of things is like, man, just obey right now.
Yeah.
We're just, just obey. God's just asking you to say yes to something.
Yep.
Obviously when we do these mountain men trips, and those are super detailed, and you're going away for several days, and you have wife and kids back, they need to know, where are you and what's happening? So I get that, but it's the yes. So a lot of times we're just, okay, we'll get to that, but we need you to say yes to this event. And if God's saying yes to that, some of these things that you're kind of worried about, it doesn't matter. So a little bit about the event is, are you, everybody's phones off for 3 days straight? Maybe it's not that intense, but is it really, it's supposed to be kind of a disconnect, right?
It's supposed to be a disconnect. It's a way to get it. We know we do them local. We're within 30 minutes of Tulsa.
Yeah.
We do 2 events a year. We do a men's and a women's in the spring, and a men's and women's in the fall.
Yeah.
Starts Thursday night, goes to Sunday at noon. The event is lined out. I mean, it's very detailed, and you're done at noon. Like, it's not a maybe, or we'll be done noonish. We're done at noon, and you can be home Sunday afternoon. Yes, part of the goal is that everybody will disconnect. The world sucks you in, and then, work and the world and the news and family can really distract you. So we definitely pray on that. And we really highly encourage everybody, including any facilitator that's there, to try to disconnect as much as you can.
Yeah.
The great thing about,
I've texted you before, and your wife has texted me back, saying like, "Hey, I've got his phone for the next 2 days," and internally I'm like, "Man, this is so awesome." This is so awesome, and you've got it covered. You make arrangements for yourself to be disconnected, to handle your business, as much as you can, and I love that. I think the power of events like this is you're very on point and serious about your structure. We're going to start on time. We're going to end on time. That's something I can promise you. Internally in there, I'm sure there's this making space as well.
Oh yeah. There's sessions, but then there's quiet time, prayer time, and then there's free time, throughout the weekend as well. It's not just go, go, go all the time. But the great thing about it is there's zero prep to do. You could read the book. You should probably read the book, Well, the Heart, before you get there.
Yeah.
But you don't have to, because when you get there, I mean, God shows up every time. So you just have to show up.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing thing about it, is there's not intense prep to go through it. And yeah, you're right. The rest of the details is too hard. It's a different experience for everybody.
Yeah.
But the way that I try to tell people is, it's the best walk with God that I've ever been on.
Wow.
And that's the weekend.
Yeah.
Just going on a walk with him and walking that path. And I mean, I get stuff, even though I've seen some of these videos 6, 7 times.
Yeah.
I get stuff every time.
Yeah.
Oh, every event. something comes up. He always gives something.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, if you get through the Gospels,
Yeah.
you're going to keep reading them.
Just go again.
Yeah, you're going to keep reading them.
Yeah.
You know, because you're like, oh, I read Matthew 3 times. I don't think I have to go back to it. You're going to go back to it. I mean, God's going to continue to read it. It's alive.
Yeah, something else.
You know, the word is alive. He is alive. And there's always going to be more that he has for you.
Yes.
More that he has for you.
Yeah. And like you were talking, you know, with your brotherhood breakfast and how you started that small, and dude, it's an amazing thing. Like what you guys have built is absolutely amazing and impressive to watch. And yes, to have your church support that and behind it is awesome as well. And that's been great. We've done this enough now because so much of our team is at all different churches.
Yeah.
We're getting some amazing support from all different kinds of churches.
Oh,
Going, what are you doing? You know, what is this about? Can we can we tell people about it? You know, our men and women about these events. And so we're really having some amazing connections going on like that of people in the churches going, we see that we love it. We see so much need for that. And they're helping talk about it. They're putting the word out there as well to their people. And that's been fantastic.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. I mean, you know, churches love when it's not them a lot of times. I mean, the right churches, the healthy church, when they see something rolling that is God driven and they can help support, I mean, that's heaven for them. I would imagine that like, okay, here's a program that we have to start up and we have to manage and we have to expense and we have to lead. I mean, but they see, you know, someone like you or even our event of saying like, man, this is like volunteer ran. And like high level dudes are really taking care of this or ladies taking care of it. Like, now you start seeing some support come in of like, hey, how can we help? And how can we be a part? You know, it's one cool, I know. So we had lunch together, us and some other leaders that are currently helping you with, the Wild at Heart. And then I met with you and I brought one of our pastors, one of our pastors say like, hey, you know, maybe we should start doing something like this. And I'm such a controller, man. I'm just in this lunch with you. And I'm like, and then we can brand this and the weekend this, and then I bet we can get this many guys. And I'm just going and going and going. And then here you are in the background. And it was just so opposite of how probably like me, like I operate. Yeah. And meaning that like, I have to bring this crew, and I'm grateful to be an includer. Yeah. I mean, I know what it's like to not be included. So I love to be an includer. Like, hey, you should come to this and we're going to do this. You should be there, and to really rally. Right. And, you know, we're at this lunch and I'm hearing you talk, and I'm just, I know I'm not quote unquote off, but you're like, man, this thing is kind of meant for like, you can just come, just you. Yeah. You know, like it's not a like small group. This is for you as an individual. It'd be cool if you brought some pals, but like, I mean, I felt like, and I was telling it to another buddy of mine, who's a close friend, because I helped co-found the breakfast with him. And so we do a lot of ministry stuff together, and we instantly start thinking how we can grow something. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to him. I was like, hey man, this thing is like, just you go alone. Like this could be something that just you, man. Yeah. Just you and the Lord. And you could just see like a peace come over his face of like, I don't have to lead anything. I don't have to organize anything. Oh, that's his gifts, and that's my gifts too. But you really get the sense if you're going to walk into something and be served.
Yeah. It's so nice. And yes, we've had individuals come from across the country by themselves, and we've had a group of like 5 guys from Tulsa come. Mm-hmm. So it's all over the board. Yeah. But in, the ministry you do. And so I just went to an event in November for me. Yeah. Like as an attendee, which I realized that's the first event I had gone to in 2 years as an attendee. Yeah. And you had to be on the other side to be able to receive and to get fed and to just get filled, was so important. I didn't even realize how much I needed that, in between, the 4 events or whatever we did in between that, on the leading and helping side, to go to something and to receive, just to get refilled and re-energized, and to strengthen that connection with the Lord, was invaluable for sure.
So when did this start cooking inside you of like, man, I want to help do these here locally? Or like, yeah, like did your pal that said, hey, let's go out there, and immediately we were like, we're going to do that here? Or did that take some developing in you, or like, man, I want to, let's kick it off here?
So the group that had started it here, I went to their second event, and I kind of knew immediately, like, I want to help. Like, I want to be involved. And so I jumped in immediately, and I facilitated the very next spring at the next event. And then my wife went, and immediately she was like, yeah, I want to be part of this too. So it was immediate. Like, to go to these events and to be with these men and walk and see them go through their weekend. I mean, just to watch the transformations and the healing and the restoration that goes on is such a life-giving gift that God puts. And we don't get anything from, but to watch it is even just as amazing as the first time that I went.
Yeah.
And to be able to walk men towards that. Yeah. It's a huge fill in life, and energizing,
man. And it's so simple. Like, there are things, preparing to go climb a 14er in Colorado, and you're with a team for 6 months, just small group in it and training together and getting healthy. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And it's a great reward. God's always going to honor everything you put in. But this is a nice step to be like, hey, it's just, you're there in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on where you're at, and you're day and a half or whatever it is. It's so good. No, it's not intro level. It's so good. Like, just low hanging fruit, man. Just like, come on, like it's just right here. Just come on. Like, there's not a whole lot of qualification to get in.
Not at all.
Come as you are, be blessed this weekend, and come get your life changed.
Yeah. Get away, disconnect.
Yes.
And have some time.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love that we do, that they're being done local, because most of the guys that do attend are local.
Yeah.
And it's, people that everyone, including previous attendees, are inviting. So you get to see these people.
Yeah.
Like, I get to go see some of these men at church every Sunday. And so I get to talk to them even more, and to see how it's continuing to resonate in them, and then into their marriages and into their kids and into their work. So it's amazing, because you can continually see all that on a week by week basis. It's not, I went to something in Colorado once with a bunch of 450 guys that I met once.
Right.
And then I came home and I've never spoken to one since.
Yeah.
Like, this is stuff we get to all the time be in. And, 2 or 3 or 4 of the guys are in my Tuesday men's group that are part of this team. And there's a couple of them in a Friday men's group that I'm involved with so I'm surrounded by all these men, this brotherhood. Yeah. And it's just, so I have a continual, strength.
Yeah.
By being around all the time. Same for my wife, of her being in this walk. So we get to always see that. So it's always just rejuvenating and energizing to always be around that. And it's always hard to get people there the first time.
Sure.
And I, things that people don't talk about enough. And so my bride sent me this, it was an Instagram feed thing, but it had a stat on it. And I never heard this before. It just blew my mind. And it said, when a mother comes to Christ, comes to faith, there's less than a 20% chance that the kids will come to faith as well. But if the husband, if the father, the head of the household comes to faith, there's over a 90% chance the entire family will come to faith. And that just blew me away. Those stats blew me away. There's such a need and a calling for fathers and for fatherhood, and to be involved in our marriages and our kids and our communities and our churches. Yeah. Especially in the time that we're living in.
Absolutely.
And so God just continues to show us those things and show the need. And that just drives the yearn to keep going after men in their hearts.
This group you meet with weekly, your Tuesday group or whatever it is for breakfast or something. How important has that been to you?
Oh, extremely.
Okay.
To have a brotherhood around you,
Yeah.
you know, and to be able to, like I said, we've been in this for, almost 5 years.
Wow.
Everybody's gone to Wild at Heart. So everybody has, is invested, and to be able to have a group that you can go to and be real with, to be transparent and vulnerable with, and to help support, like there's not enough words to put what that means.
Yeah.
And so when I'm having, a horrible day or a bad season, these are guys that I can open up to, like, hey, this is what's going on, and vice versa. Or, work isn't great right now. Had a really bad month, had a few deals busts.
Yeah.
And I know that there's more and I have stuff working, but I'm really, that's weighing on me, and I need to move past that.
Yeah.
Or, something with the kids or something in your marriage, marriages are up and down, and you got to continue to work at those and be invested in them. But to be able to go to them and be like, oh, man, we really had a disagreement about this.
Yeah.
Could you guys be praying about it as we talk about it? Or can you talk with me about this? That's been, and it's great because for the men in the group, it's like, it's a non-negotiable. Everybody knows on Tuesday morning where everybody's going to be, outside of, obviously events come up, but for the most part, people know I love it. Cause even my kids now, they never ask me to drive them to school on Tuesday mornings.
Yeah.
Cause they know on Tuesday mornings, where I'm going to be.
I love that.
And so that's been so huge.
Yeah. I love that. We say, like in men's ministry, we say a lot of the same stuff, the community and vulnerability, and you think it would just be everybody all in by now.
Yeah.
Because month in and month out, we share a lot of the same message.
Yeah.
But not everybody's bought in. There's so many loners out there, and
it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
Dude.
I mean,
it is hard.
As men, we always want to look tough and strong, and we've got it together, and life is great, and business is amazing, and my marriage is perfect, and we got to let all that go. We got to drop the facade, and it's hard. It is. Don't get me wrong, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I still struggle with that.
Sure.
Even having these men for all these years, there's still things, I still struggle.
Of course.
To want to walk in there and go, I did this, that is still hard, but man, just once you do it the first time and you realize, and the guy across the table goes, I've been going through the same thing.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with that too,
Sure.
Like it's a game changer.
Yeah. God knows. I mean, our footsteps are ordered, and I really believe when you seek him, he's going to put you with the right group, with the right people. Not everybody's going to think it's going to be perfect. I get it, man.
Nope.
People have been in wrong small groups before, and it was for a quick season, and the design was for you to see if you can stick it out and go to the next one and trust the Lord. Man, when I think of your career, your hospitality industry, now in real estate, which it's hospitality.
It is.
We are serving 100% serving.
Yep.
You feel that's really teed you up for the ministry that you're in?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, it's
the
service.
event planning
to be, to help people, to walk with people through the most important transaction of their life potentially.
Yeah.
And to be able to help guide them in any way through that process. And then, when you see them get the key at the closing table and the smile on their face and the excitement, I mean, there's just not a better feeling.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long it took. It doesn't matter the amount of phone calls or text or emails or whatever it was. If you can get them to the closing line of their goal, their dream, it's just the most blessed thing that I could be part of.
Yeah, absolutely. You really are walking with with someone or a family when they're out, you're helping them get into a home, especially if the first time home buyer.
Yeah.
And that is the lasting impact stuff, man. It's just like, they'll never forget that. And then flip it to the ministry side. You're walking men through a journey that's going to be life-changing for them.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. What is it, would you say, I know you really like John Eldredge and some other books and that other great authors. You're a great reader. John pumps out a lot of books, man. He has a lot of books.
Yeah,
what is it about him and his writings that really draw you to him?
I love it because he just puts it in such layman terms that you can just understand.
Yeah.
And you can implement anything that he is teaching you about immediately into yourself, again, into marriage, kids, friendships, your church.
Yeah.
It's just, he does such a great job of just breaking it down to such a level to go, that makes sense.
Man, what are some top books from him for our listeners? We can put this in the show notes. What are some top books from John Eldredge that you would recommend? Any man, every boy, whoever, what would you spit out there?
Wild at Heart was amazing. That book and that obviously going to the weekend changed my life, but Fathered by God, being a father and having a son, that was absolutely revolutionary for me. And to see the seasons that a man grows up in. Yeah. And like I said, I have a 15-year-old. And so the first time I read it, he was 12, getting ready to be a teenager. Like, it was such a huge education that I needed as a dad to go, there's things I need to be paying attention to. Like, there's things I need to be intentional about that I hadn't even thought about. Yeah. So that was huge for me.
I love how John talks about, and I think he might hit like I want people to read Fathered by God. Yeah. So there's a lot of same stuff in the stages, boyhood, cowboy, and warrior king. Yeah. But I think every stage he talks about, do I have what it takes? But maybe he does. I don't have the book. I maybe read it once.
That's like the ultimate question that every man, we ask ourselves all the time. Do I have what it takes? Yeah.
Well, when you first read it, your 12-year-old, I really think of boys in that season. And, especially like you're going, well, you were in a season when you were going I'm going to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to go you're in a season in that adulthood. And like, man, do I have what this takes? Do I have what it takes? If you're about to go climb, if you're going to be on a mountain man trip and you're someone like me who's like really not that great in shape and I'm not an outdoorsman, but I know God's wanting me to do this. There's a lot like, man, this is a challenge. Like, do I have what it takes? Yeah. But I think of the teenage boy a lot of when on that question, on that question, they hit this point, especially probably at that 12-year-old going into teenage, depending on what their personality is or athletic ability or where they're at. But there's just so much in that teenage boy, I believe, or thinking like, do I have what it takes? Where it could be like, man, could I bang out push-ups right now? Yeah. Could I go be fit? These other guys are, or, make the grade, or what lies next for me? And there's so much pressure on these teenage, and I'm obviously ladies too, but we're talking about men, and I have sons. Just great pressure on them to, do I have what it takes? And they're so up against so much. What advice are you going to get? What advice can you give to the father of it? You have a young boy, and you have teenage boy. Could you give to them right now? You know that they're facing stuff.
I just think the most important thing is just being intentional, just being there with them in whatever they're in, and whatever they're into, and taking some interest into whatever they're into. Yeah. Quit. I had to, quit what I want him to do, what I want him to be, what I want him to play. That doesn't matter. Yeah. What's really important is, what does he want to do? Yeah. What is he into? What does he like to do? What sports is he into? and be there with him in those and show him that you do whatever you want. I love you regardless. And I'm here.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? And that was huge for our relationship.
Yes.
And me being involved and getting to walk with him and where he's at. And he's young. He's 50. So now he's 15.
Yeah.
I got to start teaching him to drive. He's going to be 16 next year and driving. And so we're in that season of now we got to get out and learn how to drive and teach him those things. And, you know, like you said, you turn 12, 13, all of a sudden girls, all of a sudden you notice that she looks different than she did last year. So walking in those seasons and not overreacting, not underreacting, being in the moment and trying to hear, what does he need to hear?
Yeah.
What does he need?
What does he need
from
to hear?
me?
Yeah.
To not crush him, you know, in some way and not bring him down. And so that intentionality of in the back of my mind, knowing I need to say the right thing. I need to say a good thing. I need to say a positive thing. And then show him, you know, if it is a wrong thing or whatever happened, then show him how it could have been different, how we could have done that different, you know, but not just always, you just can't be bringing it down.
Yeah. I think of what I said earlier, of including God.
Yeah.
If you can include God in your parenting with your son, and I think this age right now, so my oldest is 14, will be 15 in 5 months. This is an interesting time because for my son, my oldest is a little quiet, and I really want to go out of my way to let him know he has a voice.
Yeah.
He has a voice. I've been in a lot of small groups with men before that now as adult men, they have memories of their dad just shutting down everything.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Stupid. Shouldn't do that.
Yep.
That's weak. And I mean, I'm not perfect especially when it comes to like throwing the word weak around.
Yes.
I'm not perfect because I could and I'm not the most alpha guy in the world, but you're, you know, I'm your typical, played some football, played some baseball. I do have some aggression in me. I'm just, you're a man, male, and growing up, that is kind of part of the toughness your standard guy goes through. And can be hard not to bring some of that unnecessary verbiage and language. So I'm leading to this. I know God. I've been in a lot of small groups where I'm hearing men talk about like, man, I had no voice. And whether they say it that way or not, that's what they're trying to say is my dad let me know when something was dumb. My dad let me know when this was ridiculous, when I shouldn't look like this, when I shouldn't wear this, when social media launched and I just wanted to get on that. You know, I was in college. I wanted to test it out. And my dad was like, that's the most, and it's like, now he knows what to say around his dad and what not to say around his dad. And now you'll never get the fullness of your son because they cannot be themselves around you. And I think that for me is a delicate dance because there is some stuff that they need to know.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Yeah.
Cool it.
Yeah.
I know that's a good word from a dad.
Yeah.
But man, you overdo that because of the way you think and your wants and your likes and nots and what you understand and fully don't understand, you can really shut a young man down.
So much. And there's got to be a ton of teaching and direction for every kid, especially a young man growing into the world. I think it's, what are they hearing more of? If they're hearing more of the uplifting and the supporting and the loving and the encouraging, then when you do have the times of correction and teaching, it's not as harsh.
That's
because most of the time it's love and supporting, you're uplifting. And then, look, dude, you screwed up. Like that wasn't a smart thing. You shouldn't have, how could we have done that different? Try to walk them through it. And I'm the same. I mean, I'm as human as every other man. I've reacted wrong. I've reacted quick. I've said the wrong thing and I've had to apologize.
Yeah.
I have had to go to my kids and apologize for being an idiot.
Yeah.
Nothing more humbling in the world than having to go to your kid and be like, you were right. I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Yeah.
And again, not easy. And I still have a hard time with that.
Yeah.
But I see how it moves them.
Yeah.
And that's more important than my feelings.
Yeah, it is more important. I want to talk to, dude, I remember one time I was literally said, I am sick of apologizing to you, but I know that I need to.
Yeah.
So I'm going, I was wrong. I snapped, I overreacted but here's what I want you to see is that I want to have a repentant heart. I want to have true repentance in this moment before God, our Father, and before you. I really want you to see that I want to follow Christ. I want to follow Christ. I want to be a dad and a husband that follows God. And I'm not going to be perfect, but I want you to see that we have a perfect God and he loves me and I love you. And so I've repented before him and I'm coming to repent to you.
Yeah.
And dude, those moments, they're honestly, they're quick and they're simple and they're loving. Now I think if I was screwing up all the time, trust would be broken and this would be meaningless. So when you were saying earlier of like, what are they hearing the most? I instantly thought of trust.
Yeah.
What are they hearing the most? Are you a father that is uplifting and loving and encouraging and discovering who your son is? Oh, these are your gifts or these are your talents. Oh, this is what you like to do. Yeah. And you're down and you're with them. You're built and you're not feeding them lies. Like you're just really being a part of their life.
Yeah.
Like this, and you're building trust. So when those moments come and you can say, trust me, man, this is a silly move to make. Yeah. Please don't do that. Just this, I wish I talked to my son like all the time, but that's not necessarily how it comes out. Sometimes it's like, dude, don't be that guy. Don't take that off.
Yeah.
And he might not like that or whatever, but your hope is that you've trusted me all this way.
Yes.
Now don't make this decision. Don't do this, be honest with me. So, yeah, man, that's a stage where for I have a young guy too. I have a 10-year-old. Those who are young, you really need to start working now.
Yeah.
To build trust with your sons or daughters.
Yeah. Both.
So when it comes time to, because our time is limited, man.
So much.
I've got a mentor that always teaches me about where he's my mentor. And, he tells me these stages like, hey, you're really getting into the coaching stage with your teenage boy. Mm-hmm. It's less telling, do this, do that, get out of the cupboard, blah, 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 blah. And soon it's going to be, you're more in the asking stage.
Yeah.
And asking and coaching. And, man, those stages will be really tough if you have not developed a great loving relationship with them at an earlier age.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not speaking like this isn't my platform. I'm the king of sinners when it comes to some of this fatherhood stuff, to be honest with you. But I can tell when I'm talking with my son, my teenager, and even my 10-year-old, when we're having moments of like, oh, I really know God was in, or that. Yeah. It is because of the journey we've been on together.
So much.
Well, I'm getting ready to join this Primal Path group. It's Primal Path is talking about intentional. John Tyson. Yeah, he wrote this book called Out of New York. I think he's Australian or something, and he's a pastor out of New York. Yeah, wrote a book called Intentional Father. Yes. I believe out of the Intentional Father is a father-son program called Primal Path. Okay, and we got a pal of mine, Brett Wilson from my church, leading this for these fathers and sons. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. I know it's going to be tough, and man, he had like an interest meeting night, and there were some dads giving some testimonies, and man, one of the dads was like, if you don't have a relationship with your son right now, this Primal Path is going to be really hard for you. Because this is like daily devotional with them, a weekly activity. You're going to take a trip with a bunch of dads and sons at the end of 6 months or something like that. Yeah. But it just really stuck out to me. Like, you think you're just going to buy a book and that was the magic wand for like, oh, we're bonded now. Man, that, the guy giving the testimony was like, man, you better think differently. You better, like, you're up against a clock to develop a relationship. And I think the ages start like at 7th grade is where this Primal Path, I'm going to start with my 9th grader. I think that's appropriate time for him. But I just love that he pointed that out to these dads in the room, that if there is no relationship right now, I'm just telling you, this is going to be tough. In 60 days from now, we're going to give you a book and you're going to go to your son and say, hey, we're about to do this together. Ooh, but if you've already have an established and developed loving and trusting relationship with your son, this could be just an amazing journey that you're about to go on together.
Yeah. And what a great wake up call for the dads who don't have those paths to go, I need to get started. I need something. And that book could be the foundation of an amazing long-term relationship that they build off of that. So that's really good.
Man, this is a random question and we'll wrap up here real quick. You always carry a pocket knife. You know what I mean? I think you and I've got some discussions before about pocket knives.
Yeah.
What, is that, was that a gift? Is there something behind the knives that you carry? Is it just like, I've carried one since I was a boy. I don't know. There is something about a man and his pocket knife, huh?
Yeah. I did have them when I was young, grew up on a farm. I can remember my uncle handed me my very first pocket knife when I was somewhere around 10 years old. I still have it to this day. Spyderco knife, which Spydercos are great knives. I was super excited about. So I've kind of always had knives around. Obviously I cooked, played with plenty of knives.
Yeah.
But that is part of what they really, there's a book, Becoming a King. Morgan Snyder, he's part of the Wild Heart team as well. It's kind of his ministry book that he wrote. And he talks a lot about that, just being a man and having a pocket knife and what that means and what it shows. And so, I know lots of guys all around me that just started carrying knives. Now, the one I have right now was a gift that I got. And so I cherish that even just a little bit more than the ones I've just went and bought through the years. But yeah, I've carried them for a long time. And then even when my kids were little, hey, Dad, do you have your knife? Dad, do you have, and it's for little things. I wasn't like, taking a deer down or anything, but they're just wanting something open. But it's kind of like, I just love that they had to come ask. Yeah. And I love that they trust that they knew. They should let, hey, we need to open something. I'll go get Dad. Yeah. I need to cut something off. Oh, let's go get it. My dad always has a knife. And so even just that, the warmth that brings me when my little one, my youngest now is 6 and she needs something, just still does something. But she knows the dad carries. I always have one. And it's kind of like, that was my initiation. I felt like part of my initiation when I was young of, okay, you're old enough. Like, I feel you're responsible enough. You can have a knife. I was like, okay, that was huge. And so, when my son turned 13, that's what I did for my son. Wow. And I went and bought him a knife and so anytime I ask him to do something, he doesn't carry it on him. Sure. Don't take this to school. Yeah, right. But he's got a place that he keeps it. And it's like, hey, can you go open this? Or, hey, can you go tear down these boxes or whatever? I mean, he runs and gets his knife. Yeah. And to see that excitement and joy for him to go, I can do this. Yeah. All that leads back to that whole, do I have what it takes? Yeah, absolutely. And to just try to feed him that to some extent. And that book is called Becoming a King. Becoming a King. Okay. We'll put that in the show notes too. Yeah. Well, listen, man, this has been super fun. Yeah. Always grateful for you. Man of wisdom, man of integrity and character. That's right. Love spending time with you. Man, last question. This podcast is called Lasting Impact. And that's what you are, man. You make a lasting impact in everything that you're doing right now. What would you say lasting impact means to you? Oof. That my kids see and learn the Father in their life now, when they're young, and to be able to walk with him through life, and just how much easier your inner soul will be and the peace that you can have. You're going to have hard times. It's going to be rough. You're going to have ups and downs. But I mean, I didn't get into this walk until I was truly into this walk until I was in my early 40s. Mm-hmm. And so my kids hear about Wild Heart. They hear about Captivating all the time. They know the events. They know what it's about. My 12-year-old, she asked to come to every Captivating that we put on. Oh, like, wow. So if I can somehow just pray that they would lead them to God even earlier in their life, like, that's all I would need. Man, that would be good. That's powerful, brother.
Great, man. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll put all your information in the show notes. I would imagine after everything you've talked about, we're going to have some people trying to reach out to you.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate it. It's been
Thanks,
great.
brother.
Love you, man.
All right. Love you too. If you liked today's conversation and want to hear more, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a review and share your thoughts. Your feedback keeps the impact going.